Hello. I'm really sorry. I was just shocked.
It's okay.
I was just shocked because my computer just suddenly stopped. Okay. So at least I have my mobile with me. Okay, let's continue. All right. So it's really nice that you choose BIP English as your first um, online class. Okay. So I hope, or I'm looking forward that you'll be having a great time in this class. Okay, so in our class, actually, if I will be your teacher, we normally have a lesson. Okay, and we usually do some speaking skills lesson, and then some articles to be read by you, and we do in my class I usually do the correction for the pronunciation, for some grammar lapses, and some useful expressions that you need to learn during the discussion. Okay, but I usually do that after your explanation, or before you give or after you give me your answers regarding the lesson. Okay, now you mentioned a while ago that you've been studying to different centers. What would you like to develop? What's the purpose of why you are learning English?
Well, I want to learn English to bolster my English skill, especially my vocabulary, my speaking skill.
Mm-hmm. So you would like to focus on vocabulary and speaking skills, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In speaking skills, it has different categories. There will be a pronunciation, okay? There is also grammar in speakings, and also some comprehensions, and a little bit of memorization for some expressions that you need to learn. Okay, so in speaking skills, that's really important because it will help you in your major, especially when you are dealing with different people. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So when what's your schedule in what you call that in the university? What is your schedule? Are you studying for 8 hours or just for 4 hours?
Well, it depends on the day that I go to school. Usually, I will study 8 hours a day, but sometimes we only study about 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. 4 hours. All right. Um, because in the Philippines, actually, we can choose to study 8 hours or 4 hours. Okay, it depends on the units that you're going to take up. Mhm. So I'm going to give you a little background about myself. All right. So my students call me Teacher Annette, or you can just simply call me Annette. I have been teaching English for more than 5 years. I handle different nationalities like Koreans, Chinese, Taiwanese, and Vietnamese. And I have two kids, and I enjoy traveling. My family and I usually travel twice a year. So that's the best way for me to explore my country and other country, and I can also know their culture and understand their cultures, and at the same time share it with my students. All right. So if you're ready, I'll be sharing with you my screen. Okay, for our lesson. Just bear with me. Do you have any question before we proceed?
No, actually, I think I'm ready.
Okay. Do you have any English name, or you want to be called just V?
Yeah, I think I will. You can call me B
Mm,
because my name is easy to pronounce as well.
oh. It will be hard for me to say that word. All right. So I'll just call you V. Thank you. Okay. How do you want me to correct you? Because there are two ways to correct that I usually do with my students. Sometimes I let them speak. Then I just keep quiet. I just take note of some corrections. Then after my student speak up, or after my student answers, then I correct them. I give some feedback. The other way around is once you mispronounce the word, I butt in so that I can correct you right away. Which way would you like me to do? Is it to let you finish you speaking, or once you make a mistake, I will call your attention and then correct you right away?
That's a little bit tricky. Can you explain to me the benefits and drawbacks of each way?
Okay. So for after or giving feedback after you speak, okay, after you explain your answers, is okay because I'll let you, no interruption, so you can speak whatever you want, no interruption at all, okay? Because I have to keep quiet. Now just need to take down some mistakes that committed. But the cons of doing that, sometimes I cannot do the mistake, the correction. I sometimes correct what I remember. Okay.
Okay.
On option B, I can correct you right away. So let's say you read the article. Okay, you can tell me directly, teacher, if I make a mistake in pronunciation, you can just simply correct me right away so that I can correct you. So, let's say, for example, you're reading an article and you mispronounce the word, I can correct you and call your attention. You pronounce that London. Okay? Say it again, London. Like that. Then, okay, you can proceed now. But there is interruptions. So it's up to you. Which suits you better?
I think I will choose the option A.
The option one. Okay, no problem. Most of my students like that. They would like to
Yeah.
express whatever they want, then I just take note. Okay, but sometimes it's not 100% all of your mistakes can be corrected. Only thing that I remember and just I just take note about those things. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, so since you like that way, we will do it. Okay. Anyway, this lesson will only for 20 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes only. So I'm going to share with you my screen since you're ready. Okay, just have to accept it. All right. So um can you view my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's still loading up. So it's all about London for free. Okay. Now, what do you think about this picture?
Well, I think it's warm and sunny, and London is quite a big city.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And would you like to go in London?
Mm, to be honest, I would love to go, but I don't want to see mm, loud festival, noisy festival, because I don't like noise.
Noisy. I'm sorry, I didn't catch
No,
that.
noisy festival, noisy event. Because if I remember correctly, London have a lot of festival and it's quite colorful and noisy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you please type in the word? Because I cannot understand it clearly. The noisy event or noisy. I'm sorry, the last word.
Okay.
You can type it in our chat box. Noisy. And what's the other word with there?
Okay.
You mentioned about it sounds like vegetable. I'm sorry, I don't know. What's that word? You can type it in so that I can check as well.
That's it. I just remember I said noisy events.
Noisy events only. Okay. All right, no worries. So maybe you're mentioning about the noisy environment. Is that
Ah,
okay?
yes. Yes.
Environment. Or we can also say noisy surroundings. Noisy surroundings. Why you don't like to stay in a place where there are a lot of events happening?
Well, I like events, but I don't like noise because it make me have a headache, and I don't like that. And especially, I'm also an introvert, so I don't like noise.
I see, I understand. But do you live in the city right now?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Because living in the city is also a noisy place.
yes, that's why I don't go out when there's a festival.
Festival. That's the what you're mentioning me. Okay. Festival? Is that what you mean?
Festival, yes,
Okay. All right. Festival. So you have to emphasize the V sound. Festival. Okay.
yes.
All right. So living in that country is also quite challenging because since you are tourist, it will be hard for you to understand their culture right away. Okay, but at least going to that country will give you a first-hand experience about English. All right, so let's move to the next slide. All right, okay, so let's have this lesson objectives. This will be talking about your free time and talking about plans. Do you understand this word free time? I'm sure.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Now let's talk about your free time. What do you do on your free time?
Well, I usually read books and watching some famous TV show.
Mhm. Mhm. And do you also do some things with your friends outside on your free time?
Well, on the weekend we sometimes go out and go to the cafe and talk with each other. We don't usually go in a crowded place. Mostly we watch TVs, going to the cinemas and drink some coffees.
Okay. So that's your usual time for free time. And when do you usually have your free time?
Well, mostly I will have a lot of free time during the weekends because I don't have homeworks and I don't have to go to school during that time.
Mm, I see. Okay, so do you have a special hobby, V, like swimming or playing the piano? Do you have that kind of hobby?
Well, I like to draw and wait. DIY what handmade objects, handmade object and swimming as well.
Swimming. Okay. So, are you good at swimming?
Mm, Not exactly. I mostly like to swim with my friends.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been swimming?
Well, I have swim for 3 years now.
3 years. So that was you when you were 17 years old.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you learn as quick as that. 17. Oh, so when you were young, do you know how to swim, or when you are 17 years old that's about time that you learn swimming?
Yes, I started learning swimming when I was 17 years old because at when I was young, my family don't like me to go to the waters, and because my mother lived near the regions that have sea and currents, so she afraid that I would drown. And so so we don't really so they don't allow me to go to swim, go to the swimming pool a lot.
Mm-hmm. They don't allow you to go to the swimming pool by yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. Or you may also say, I started learning swimming when I was 17 years old. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now let's go to slide 4. Okay. Here. Now let's go here. How much money do you usually spend when you go out for an evening?
Let me see, because we don't really like to spend a lot of money on costly objects and costly things, so we try to save as much as we can. So about $5, I think.
Mm, I see. So, where do you normally go?
Well, usually we go to a small cafe. Mostly my friends are the one who introduce them
Mm-hmm.
because they know a lot of places.
Do you know they know a lot of places? Okay, like for example, aside from cafe, um, how about in club? Because that's for evening. Do you go to club for hanging out with your friends? Do you sometimes go there?
No, because in my country, clubs is usually called bars, and we don't like that because they always have a lot of noise and loud music.
Mm.
So we usually like a quiet place to talk with each other.
All right, that's very nice to hear from you. Since you are 20 years old, um, well, there are some teenagers or like singles like you that they love to go to bars, okay, or
Yeah,
to clubs just to hang out with their friends. Okay, that's good to hear from you. I believe that you are very studious, and I'm sure that your parents are very proud of you because you concentrate with your studies, okay, and sometimes go
yeah.
with your friends just for sometimes. Okay, you focus on studying. Okay, great. Now, can you have a good night out for 15 euros in your town?
Well, yes, because 15 euros is a lot of money. So I think we have a lot of great time with that amount of money. Going to the cinemas, watching some movie, playing some sports, and hang out.
I see. Now, when it comes to watching movies, let's say, for example, in the cinema, instead of saying watching, you should say the expression or the word see movies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Seeing movies.
Yeah, seeing movies. Then you will use the word or the action word watch only for TV. Watch movies in the television and see movies in the cinema. That's the
Huh.
difference, okay? All right. Now let's move to the last three question. Where can you go and what can you do? This is all about your free time, okay?
Well, usually we will go. At first, I think the first thing that pop up in our mind is going to a small cafe, and after that, I think we'll try some sports, mm, like shooting an arrow. I don't remember the word for it.
Arrow archery. Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes, archery because there's a center for youngster to go there and experience a lot of sport that they have haven't had in a bustling city.
I see. So, archery, you like swimming, and then you like archery. Is there other sports that you would like to try?
Well, I have played basketball and badminton, but the sport that I like most is still swimming because I don't feel tired after that.
Mm, I see.
Basketball requires a lot of energy and I don't really run a lot.
All right. Okay. So,
And
go on.
uh, um, besides that, I haven't tried any other sports because usually I go on a roof together to play some sports and it depends on my friends' times as well. Sometimes we have a tight schedules, so one time we want to go play tennis, but then our date was cancelled because a friend of mine was busy with her study.
I see. All right. So that's really interesting. I suggest that you also learn to um, some, uh, you know, going to the mountain. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's close to nature. It's okay if you are not a nature lover, but it's also good to explore mountains and beaches. Okay, so you also try to do that kind of thing when you have a free time. All right. So V, I'd love to talk to you more, but we just have only 20 minutes. So this is the end for
Okay.
this lesson, and I'm looking forward to seeing you having classes in VIP English. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So thank you so much for your time and have a great day. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.